Hello, people. It is Jet again. But you didn't know that. I'm back. Alright, so... what the heck? Are those wyverns? They were. I forgot I tweaked the creatures. I'd spent some time in between episodes looking at the configurations. Ooh. And I generally decided I'm going to leave them alone for now. Until the end of the world. Or until the end of this life, that is. Ooh. Hello. You're... oh, jeez. And here I thought they weren't hostile. Oh, God, what's going on? I guess they're just a defensive... holy cow. I guess they're just a defensive creature. You know, holy cow. Sorry, it was just the lag. I don't know why it's hitting now. I mean, I've recorded before without that much incident. Oh, there are a lot of snakes out here. So, yeah. I'll leave it alone. Which that leaves me without really a topic for the day. I don't know. Do I want to risk it? Does he see me? I think they drop... oh my gosh. I'm not sure if I can risk it with this lag. Oh well, we'll try it. Stay down there. See? Look at that. He hit me anyways. Ow. Stop. 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 Thank you. Not much of a house, is it? Oh, God. Sorry about the lag, folks. It's a shelter more than anything else. I'm not really... I don't know. I sort of feel like moving on. Anyways, I thought... ooh, apparently I've done this before. I've already moved on once. I don't know why I'm so dissatisfied. I don't know. What do you guys think? Collected a fair amount of stuff. Oh, let's leave it behind as a shelter. Let's see. Take some useful stuff with me. Ooh. I'm gonna see if those grow. Those will grow elsewhere. I will eventually need to make another bed. Stone would be most wonderful. I don't know what to do with those just yet. Stop. Alright, I don't care. At this point, let's just head off. This will give me a chance to talk about... I don't know. Favorite games. How about that? Which way am I pointed? Alright, so that's west. It's roughly away from where I was going before. So let's head off this way then. Apologies for the waiting. So, I can tell you that I've always wanted to be a game developer. And that's basically why, pretty much starting at 6 years old, I started programming. And at that time, it was like, I'll program with BASIC. Oh, there's another one. I don't want you. Go away. And it came in part from this game called Starflight, which I can still occasionally play. Okay, they do have there's a service called Good Old Games, GOG.com, I think, and you can actually you could get Starflight for the PC probably anywhere, though you can also get it from here. But I could get it for the Mac, which was really nice. You can get both of them, 1 and 2. I even still have my original code wheel, that, you know, the little sort of their equivalent of DRM at the time. You know, you put in, they give you a couple of things to match, and then you put in the code, and if you fail, they'll say, well, are you sure? And if you put it in again or anything else and fail, they'll say, oh, okay. And then you continue playing, and then a short time thereafter, you know, a couple of days, few days, maybe a week game time, the interstellar police start chasing you down. Ooh. Here's an evil-looking landscape. I don't know. I'm sorry. I know I'm leaving behind a village. It's just... I'm not inspired by this location. It's not beautiful. But yeah, Starflight. Fantastic game. It has accomplished things that many games today still do not do well. With the possible exception of Minecraft. One of the things it did was it managed to fit, I think, something like 800 planets. No, sorry, 800 stars. And maybe something like 1,200 planets into a game. I mean, these were large. I mean, you could explore the surfaces of these planets, and they were relatively large. And it fit on the equivalent of one 3.5-inch disc. You're talking 1.44 megs. I mean, you get PNG files these days, or JPEG files that are larger than that. 1,200 planets, each one unique, each one large, maybe 1 in 8 of them with life, and the life was unique. I may have talked about this before, but it's the predicate of why I was interested in game design, because this game really sunk into my psyche at a very early age. In fact, so much so that growing up, and still not so much these days, but growing up definitely, there were times where I'd be outside doing something, and I just had this feeling in my, just this feeling like, this feels like Starflight. And oftentimes it was like, generally it was when it was snowed over, in the middle of the winter, and there's a crust of snow, and it goes on for quite a long time, and you're walking through it, and it's crunch, crunch, crunch. And it made me think, because a lot of planets, a lot of the cold, let's see, there's another mangrove. A lot of the cold planets in Starflight had this description where, those cracked fields and cracked plains and hills of X-tinted snow and ice. And, the tint would depend on, what kind of atmosphere it had. If it was like a fluorine, chlorine atmosphere, you might have yellow-tinted snow and stuff like that. No jokes there. And there were a wide variety. And so I'd be crunching along, and I'd just get this feeling, I'm on one of these planets. Ooh, what do we got here? Nothing too much. So this is kind of a nice looking spot. Another grove. Let's see. River runs through it. So yeah. And it wasn't until later that they started coming out with more complicated, more graphically intensive games that I realized that Starflight had done something very, very good with their procedural rendering. And now all of this surrounding us right here, this is also procedural rendering, which is why, essentially, the world is kind of infinite. I mean, I guess the Farlands don't exist in this version anymore because that precision error has been resolved to a point. Computers always have precision errors. There's well, maybe not. But the level of numbers that they're going to devote to the accuracy of a game is not going to be huge. So even though they resolved one level of human reachable precision error in rendering, they just reintroduced another one. It's just so, it's so much further away that no human's going to encounter it in any honest way. But this is all procedural rendering, and that's how they had done it. And in order to get consistent, that each time you visited the planet, it was the same map, was because it was based on seeds, which, as you may well know, so is this game. You put in the same seed, you get the same map. So that's all good. Hello. Sorry, it's just sometimes they bite wheat, and I want to have emeralds for some reason. Someday I might need them. I don't remember why. Probably just for buying stuff back from them. So anyways, I'd gone on, and then at some point, I know this was around the time of my first girlfriend, Sarah, because I remember she played XCOM just a little bit. Oh, hello, little bear. You're not going to attack me, are you? You attack something else, though. So XCOM must have come out shortly before I went off to college. The original XCOM, like not Enemy Unknown, UFO Defense, something like that. And that really captured my imagination as well. I can recall... Ooh, I'm hungry. Oh my gosh. Why aren't you guys warning me? You guys are no good. And it's getting dark. Crepity crep crepiter. I gotta get indoors and... Let's do it right here. Oh, crappity crap. Super crappity crap. Does anybody have a... Yes. Get out of my way! Oh my gosh. Secret entrance time. Or maybe not. Where's the entrance? Is it on the other side? Don't tell me it's on the other side. No, it isn't. Hey guys, don't hurt yourselves. Wait a minute. Where's the entrance? Oh, come on. Oh, geez, there it is. Guys, come on in, please. Alright, I need a bed now. Don't need 3 beds, though. Oh, crippity crap. Come on. There we go. Bed, please. Bed, please. Bed, please. Yes. Okay. Alright. Village saved from, hopefully, evil things. Oh my gosh. Hello. Hello, villagers. How you doing? Oh, please. Oh, jeez. That means it's a new day. I'm sorry, guys. How about I just do a double day? I guess there's no harm in that, right? Sorry, it's a bit of an emergency. Oh, jeez, what's with thorns? I'd best start putting some of my stuff away. Let me just sort everything out right now. I'll come back to it in a few bits. Make some decisions about stuff. Come back in. Hello. Collect. Alright. Very good. How you doing? Whoops. Hello. This town's gonna need some work. Do I like this location? I mean, is this worth investing in? What the heck is that? Is that like a 2-headed thing? Yeah, that's it. It's a thing. I suppose that's true. Why don't you stay over there? I don't want you near me or my villagers. Look at this. Look, he's getting closer. Is this a battle? Or is he going to leave them alone? So, crap, I was talking about games, wasn't I? See, now I'm all thrown off. I'm all messed up. Oh, criminy. Come on. Think. Well, at least there's another one. Oh, here we go. So XCOM, Starflight. I covered these bases. So let me think. I can't do it. Leave me alone. Who are you to expect me to think? I'm all confused. Look, I don't need stupid thorns. Let's get rid of these stupid things. I think it's gone. Ooh, I can make a pine. Let's put down some trees. Stop carrying these around with me. See what we get. Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm so distracted. Alright, let's do more of what we were doing earlier. Come on out. Thank you. So yeah. Games. Oh, well, this was shortly before I went off to college, by which point I had already made a game. Granted, it was using something called Game Maker, RSD, I think, Game Maker. There's even a fan page now for it on Facebook, run by a guy who actually hunted me down at one point and electronically interviewed me about the game I had made. And he had turned up the shareware version of the 4 levels that I had turned over to the company when they, upon request, they asked for my game. And now that the 4-level version is turned up, I kind of wish I'd given them the full game, frankly, and said screw shareware. No one ever gave me a cent. And if I had, the full game would now exist, out there in the internet, playable online through an emulator. And you can't do that because I had weird expectations about how much money I'd be making from these games. Never mind the fact that I had played shareware games and I never paid anybody any money. Nowadays, I'm actually really kind of religious about paying people for the games they make. Like for Dwarf Fortress, it's free, but I have a... Rabbit! Stop it! Did you see what that little bastard did? Hold on. Klingon sneeze. Or maybe not. Woo. What a little rat think. Tearing up. Look at this guy. You bastard. Oh, man. This garden is ruined. Hey, purple guy, what have you got? What have you got for me? Sometimes these guys... Whatever. So yeah, I'd made a game called Orb, O-R-B, Derelict Planet, and it was pretty good. One of the hallmarks of that particular game, this might not be the right word, but I planned the whole thing out on graph paper, and I was telling people about this at a meetup, a software development sort of coder get-together meetup, just this past Thursday. Today is Sunday, by the way. Yes, I'm sorry, I do record at least a few days ahead of schedule, in part because on work days I don't have that much time to play. Anyways, I had planned the whole thing out very, very, very well, and I produced it in 10 months, which was identical. It was right on the dot for when I thought I would finish it. I have not quite had as much luck planning projects since then, as you might ask around at work. I'm not doing so hot at the whole estimating how long something is. Ooh, here we go. That's what I was looking for. It's not easy to estimate, I'm telling you. It's not easy at all. Thank you for your emeralds. What have you got for me now? Nothing. You guys are bumbucat. Why don't they ever buy apples? Alright. So I really haven't accomplished anything other than to talk. Oh, Bob. Here, I can get a couple more and get one more emerald. I guess I can move on at the end of the day. So anyways, that was sort of the beginning of the end, really, because this convinced me to go off to college with the specific mission of learning, becoming a game developer. And so, of course, I went into computer science. And the computer science program at the University of Maine is actually fairly brutal. It's got some of the more nasty... I don't want to say nasty because that suggests character, and that's not what I mean. But one of the more... I guess I'll just have to use the word brutal again. Teachers. He feels bad. He actually... Oh, the heck? He feels bad. He actually said this. If more than a couple of students pass his course every semester. And this is from an initial group of like 20 students. So if more than 10% pass, he feels as though he's done something wrong. And this is from a guy who starts... The first day of class, he shows you bits and pieces, sort of a montage of Star Wars, because he refers to recursion as the Force. So he's a humorous guy. He's very funny. He's just... His course is intentionally murderous, because he said, there have been cases in the past where developers have gotten people killed because, and I've strayed right off the game developer course, haven't I? So, anyways, they had absolutely no interest in game development. I found their material to be very dry. I was too young to appreciate why it mattered, and so it became this was sort of how I ended up becoming less and less. Oh God, I can't even put English together. And here I actually spent about a year in English as an alternative major. I can write really well, but talking not so much. Oh man, think, my brain. Why can't I find this guy who was buying them? Where'd you go? He was around here somewhere? He's probably one of the ones up on the roof. Ooh. Talk to me. He can't do it. I'm gonna end up another night here. You? No. Well, it went downhill from there, mostly because I ended up at war with the university, mostly about finances, because they were pulling some nasty business on me in terms of misrepresenting the actual cost. And then at the the first day of class comes along and you're $3,000 short, and they said, "Well, I guess you're gonna have to go find your own loans, and then you can't have any of the money you've already given us to buy books with." So 2.5, 3 weeks into courses, you have no books, you have no idea what's going on. The guy has a thick Indian accent. This is what happened in Calc 3, for example. It was horrible. So at some point, I ended up doing web design stuff on campus, sort of as a work study sort of thing, and that took off. And I ended up getting another job off campus. And I was doing this for a couple of years before I finally had lost my patience in the university and moved on. So technically, I don't even have a degree at this point, though I have been doing IT development, software development, APIs, web development, databases. I mean, just about everything related to that. I've been doing that for years now, 12, 15 years. I'm very experienced. I just have this hole in there. But I've also, I don't know if you've heard, about things like the EA spouse and stuff like that. These companies who are absolutely brutal with their workers. I don't know if it's because they've improperly planned their products, or they just don't care about the welfare of their employees, but they're putting in 80-hour weeks, all weekend, and I pause, stuff like that, and they burn out by 30. I'm already older than that. It's not a good industry to start in, even though they desperately need people, developers and artists and stuff to work on. If you're young, you're going to be evaporated right out of the industry before you get old enough to be senior level of anything. I'm sure there are exceptions, like that guy Jake Solomon from Firaxis 2K, whatever, who's worked on the new XCOM, which I love so much. I'm doing a series, by the way, of, and there's a new expansion coming out in a couple of months. I'll start another Let's Play once that happens. Sorry about the things, but I want to end. I don't want the village to be burnt to the ground, but I want to keep talking. So at this point, I essentially have to become the boss of a game development thing, and I do have a couple of low-hanging fruit projects in mind. I just have to have the resources and the time. So I'm doing other things that might lead me in that direction, but I could be years away from even starting. Who knows? But many of the lessons, procedural rendering, some of the stuff that came from Starflight, some of the stuff that came from XCOM, really influenced my ideas for these games, and I really should spend more time working on it. So there you have it. That's game development part 2. I'll think if there's anything else to say about it soon. Dude, go indoors and maybe talk about it some more later. So thanks for watching. Please come back for, oh my gosh, was it 14, 15, day 16 tomorrow. Thank you very much.